Hello and welcome to part 3 of Instagram web clone series. I am Cameron with Danny. In this video we will continue to the content section of Instagram. Let's start. Let's go inside our IDE and we need home section, that is landing page. We need to create one more folder. Let's call it stories, and inside stories let's add index.jsx so we can just reference to stories folder and it will automatically import its page RSF and rename it to stories. Import add Zeus.js UI. Of course we need box and rename this box by adding as class stories. We have flex AIC. Save. We need story item, new file, item.jsx rsf story item. Import add Zeus.js box, and we need image. Let's replace this div with our own box. Add a story as a class and add image. Source will be, let's quickly grab a couple of images, or maybe for now if I can, let's go back. If I can grab, well, I recommend using Unsplash. It is an image social network, you can say, and it provides millions of images for free. It has an API. You can apply for API. It is free. Create an app. It will generate an API key, and this is how we request the data. That is api.unsplash.com/search/photos, and query will be any. And here any means we will get mixed photos, but we can change it to people and it will return the images of people. Now thing is, how can we access this API? We need to change, let's remove image for now. Inside home we need to import stories from stories and embed that stories here, stories, and save, and everything is good. We don't have any error. If we go inside stories and import story item from item and just add a holder for now. Let's add an array of list, or maybe we use new array of, let's say, 10.fill undefined, and we will list.map item I to story item and add a key of story dash I and save. Reload. Inside item we need bg to ccc. Let's add width to something like 50 and height 50 and save. Here we go. And I have just noticed we are getting a row direction of flex by default. Let's change it to direction is equals and save. And inside, sorry, I need to add this direction here. Here we go. And inside stories, add gap of 10 or maybe 15, and story item needs radius of 25, and if we can check, we need to increase this size to 65. Yeah, 65 is good. Oh sorry, 65. Here we go. Now we need that API. Let's import grab. We have a grab method built into Zeus.js UI. Let's add use effect, and inside use effect we will call this method fetch. Let's call it stories. We will change it to our own API later. Const fetch stories equals, and we will add grab. Now grab accepts an URL. Let's copy and paste this URL right here, and we can pass couple of params, and that's it. Now if we check for then, sorry, and we can catch error because the grab returns a promise, and the promise rule is, we can capture it with then, and we can capture the error with catch. Now let's save and go inside Instagram localhost, inspect network, and if we reload, we can go to fetch XHR, and it says 404, errors 404, but I have noticed it is triggering this query couple of times, and we need only once. And instead of adding this fetch inside item, let's add in stories. Move that to stories and save. And items don't need this use effect, so move this to stories main component, use effect. Here we go. Now if I save and reload, it says here is some error. Oh, we haven't import grab. Save and reload. And now if I go to network, it has oh, what is the error? If we check for client ID index, and if I guess we need the method of fetch. So let's use the built-in fetch for now. We will move grab to get request later. And if I save and reload, now we have this result from the API, and what we are looking is results. And inside results, if we change its format, you can see we have total pages, we have results, and it is an array, and it has a couple of sub objects, that is URLs. And actually these results are, if we console this to console.log resp dot results and log the first item. And let's add async here. Let's change resp to JSON, and we need to change this resp to JSON, or maybe just directly call the JSON method, and it will again return the data. And if we console the log data here, we will be able to access the data. And after that, we need data.results 0, and here we can see we have a lot of keys, but the main thing we are interested is URLs. And if we go inside URLs, we have a single URL and we have a thumb URL. So if we go inside URLs and dot thumb and save, now here is the link, and you can see we have this nice thumbnail, but we change its width to, if we can change its width to something like, well, leave it for now, and let's focus on the API. Now we need stories inside our state and save, and we will just push a result inside this array. Import use store and use dispatch, and add const dispatch equals use dispatch, and the key is app, and const stories from from use store state equals state dot app, and we will dispatch, and we will add stories to data.results. Perfect. And once we have stories, we don't need this list. Let's change stories.map item and all that. Now you can see we have a lot more items. Now change page size to 10. Here we go. And you can see we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then we have this navigation. Now let's go inside stories and let's add overflow to hidden, and we need a width or maybe weight, and inside this loop let's pass this item, that is meta. Let's call it meta and pass item, and inside the item we will access this meta or meta, and we have URLs in meta, and we will add image source urls.thumb and save. Now we have all these images, and we can use this as background image. Let's add bg URL or maybe #EEE URL is urls.thumb and save. Here we go, and we can change its no repeat sender, and we can change background size to cover. Perfect. Now we have these nice images as stories. We will replace these stories with actual data when we will build our own authentication and sign in and create stories and all that. Now we need one more thing, that is this sidebar. Let's quickly add so we can limit our content area. Let's add new file and call it writebox.jsx rsf and import Azure.js UI. Box, and inside box let's add write box, and weight will be 1 and max width is 320. Now we need to add stories and we need to add this write box. So let's change its direction from calls to row, and we need one more box. This will be used for stories, and we need one box which will be used for write box, and it will be auto imported. Good. Let's add weight to 1 and add weight 1, and if we check, we have this write box, and for the content let's add padding of 50, but it is padding horizontal, not vertical, and padding top will be 20, yeah, or maybe 15 is good, because we need to align our content with our logo so everything will be symmetrical. And inside write box, remove this max width and change inside our home we have max width write box, and if we change it to 2 or maybe 1 and save, and now we need to check for the size, and here is our landing, and actually the landing is not getting actual size. Let's add weight 1 and check. Yeah, now we have this full size landing block, and inside our write box let's add back that max width to 420 and min width to 420, and for this sidebar we need min width to 250 and max width to 250. Just keep it there. Here we go. And if we can increase it to 300, I guess, or maybe 275 is enough, and change it to 275. Here we go. And let's check if we are getting enough. Maybe we need to increase to 50, and it is 500, and it is overflowing from the outlet, and the outlet has flex 1 landing max width should be 100%, and inside our stories we need maybe padding left, right. Yeah, it is good. Okay, for now let's reduce our query size to 7 or maybe 8, and rest is good. Now if we check, we have perfect size, and we need more padding. Padding let's move to 25 and padding horizontal to 60. Okay, now we are good. We have our stories. Go inside item, and for the item we need to add box shadow, and the box shadow will be 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 5 pixels #FFF, and we need one more box shadow that is 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 10 pixels, and let's add a red for now and save. Here we go, and reduce the width to 2 maybe, and here we have 4. Let's change its size to and we need padding, and I guess we need one more box, and instead of adding background here, let's move this background to internal box so we can handle it more easily, and change the box shadow from here to here. And now if we add width of 60 and height of 60, then everything will be perfect. And for background, let's move here and remove this padding and radius from here to here. And now if we change its flex AIC JCC, it will be perfectly centered. Now increase the size, and here we go. We have this nice stories block, and we need one more thing, that is name. Let's change its direction to calls and height to 100 because we need username. Let's add a heading, and the heading is from Zeus.js UI. Let's add Cameron. Here we go, and we need our own font that is with class F. Margin top is 5, and font size is 14, and margin top should be increased a bit of something like 8 or maybe 12. Yeah, and reduce the size to 12 or maybe 13. Perfect. And what else we need? If we check, we have a label. Well, ignore it. Okay, now we have this nice stories block. We will add gradient later, and this is it for this video. In next video we will continue our content page by adding this feed blocks. See you in next video.